And welcome back to the Lucas Oil Slick Mist 200. We're under caution for the 4th time tonight. This time, 9-time series champion Frank Kimmel is caught up in the accident.
Yeah, I think Frank was a victim of that incident. Let's see if we can take a look back at what happened.
I think it's a chain reaction, Phil. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, this is really this is a separate incident. This is coming off turn 2 on the backstretch
over there.
Nikodolski, but when they get over to turn number 3, then they're going to have the incident that Frank was involved in. Watch to your right of your screen.
Oh yeah, he got hit from behind.
Yeah, the 83 car, it looked like Sean Core may have got a little bit loose, got down to the apron. Frank may have eased off the throttle, got run into from behind, then there was a chain reaction.
Checked up and got run over by the 25.
Not a tremendous amount of damage to those cars, but yet some damage.
I think the 25 is okay, but the 44's got the most damage.
That's Frank. That's when he gets a shot. That's Nelson Piquet Jr., the 6 right behind him.
In pits, or in Frank Kimmel's pits, is Jim Trado. Jim?
Ooh. As they came down pit road here, not a whole lot of chatter on the radio. They know what they have to do. They looked at the replay on the big screen. What we saw is what they saw, and backing in the wall was Kimmel, but not enough to upset the rear spoiler. The rear bumper cover, if anything, has been damaged. They're changing right side tires because of that slide. They're only allowed 2 sets of tires in the pits, and the 4 they started the race on. So lucky for them, they had a spare set, and they went with scuffs last time and scuffs this time for Frank Kimmel, trying to repair that minimal right side right front damage, and the bumper in the rear looks okay.
Frank Kimmel was running 13th, and Mikey Kyle was running 16th at the time of this caution.
Brad Smith, the 26 car, will be our Aaron's lucky dog.
Frank saying make sure to check the front fenders.
I think Frank obviously can continue on, but they've got a lot more.
Next time in,
yeah, he got a lot more damage. He's going to have to come back and work on it some more. We're only seeing the good side here, the right side.
Yeah, the right side's got a lot of damage.
Around the rear back there, and I think it's still got a tire rub on the front where we get up to speed.
Look at the front balance too there. That's very critical. That's very critical, and it's rolled under.
They got a lot of work they need to do if he's going to be anywhere near competitive, which I don't think he will be.
Reminiscent of 2009 when Frank Kimmel gets involved in an incident. We'll be back. Welcome back. ARCA Racing Series kicking off the 2010 season, our 4th caution. But it's Bobby Gerhart who is back out in front of the field at Daytona, and I think we can talk with him.
Let's do it. Hey, Bobby Gerhart, Phil Parsons up in the speed booth. You have a copy? Bobby, we have you on our records pitting on lap number 15. That leaves you 65 laps to run to the end. As Billy told you have enough fuel?
I don't even want to think about it. That was our plan from the beginning, Phil, and you know, we stuck by it. We didn't think we had a fast enough car to win the pole. So you got to do what you got to do in this deal, and this was our. It came to us, and let's just see what happens.
Bobby, you know how to win these things. You won 5 of them. You're back up front where you belong. Can you pull it off?
Well, the car certainly seems to be a little bit better on front than behind just about any other car. I don't know what's up with that, but I'm going to do everything I can to keep this Lucas Oil Chevrolet up front. And hopefully, with all these quality lubricants we got under the hood here, Phil, we're going to get there.
All right, Bobby. Thanks for talking to us, buddy. Have a good one.
Wendy Venerini.
Thanks, Rick. I'm with Billy Gerhart, brother to Bobby, and of course, this was the strategy coming into the race. Billy, you're not at all concerned about having enough fuel. You guys are good.
Well, we're cutting it close for sure, but you know, Bobby's doing it. We've worked on this a little bit here in December, saving some fuel. We're doing a couple tricks here and tested some things in December and said, you know what, we can go 65 plus laps. So we decided to give it a shot. I was concerned early. The car didn't seem to really draft real well, and I said, you know, guys, let's stick with our plan and see what happens, and darned if we didn't get back up front, and you know what? It looks pretty good out front.
What's your superstition with the decals?
Well, the guys are teasing me here tonight. I told them I'm coming back here like we did in 07. Every decal exactly the same, except I changed the door numbers to a reflective 5. And they've been teasing me all night that they see the reflective 5, but Lucas Oil Chevy looks out front, Wendy.
All right, good luck to Billy and Bobby Gerhart.
Nobody can tease Bobby Gerhart as far as how he runs at super speedways. He's one of the best.
You just think about it. Sometimes guys just got a knack for winning a track. Think about Richard Petty winning this race, or the Daytona 500 seven times. And here, Bobby, it just seems like it comes to you when it's your hot. It's like your house.
Green flag back in the air. Bobby Gerhart, Mark Thompson, Allie Owens, Joey Coulter, John West Townley, your top 5.
We're going to get racy. We got to get going here, guys.
Bobby may have a little bit too big a lead right now. You don't want that big gap where they get a run on you when they get to you, DW.
Yeah, that's a little bit further out there than he needs to be, and here they come, and they're going to blow right by him, I'm afraid, if they elect to. But I think everybody's thinking like we are. This guy knows how to win this race. Maybe I need to hang with him.
Mark Thompson decides to stay behind him. Allie Owens stays in line as well. 16 of Joey Coulter, John West Townley, Danica Patrick, Patrick Sheltra, all staying in line down toward the bottom of the racetrack.
Once they get up to full speed now, Bobby's in a good position. He's really most vulnerable on those restarts, especially if he gets a big gap and they want to gang up on him.
Yeah, I think right now that everybody's just going to kind of hold their position. It's the hardest thing to do because with the draft, you just feel like every time you go in a corner, I can pass these guys. And you jump out there and find out you're out there in no man's land all by yourself.
Not only the bumps, but the buffeting of the air around these race cars make it a bumpy ride here at Daytona.
Well, the sun's not a problem anymore, DW.
No, it's not. Nice little lights are coming up. Things are starting to look good.
Side by side back for about the 10th and 11th position. Ricky Carmichael on the inside, Sean Corr on the outside.
I'm just not real sure why that 7 car won't stay tucked up. It seems like she loses a little bit of ground to the car in front of her.
There's Sean Corr, that yellow and black car, number 83.
And that's the race car we saw just in front of Frank Kimmel earlier when Kimmel had his problems. He went all the way to the apron and was able to keep it running and keep it going in the right direction, and he's already into the 10th spot.
Bobby Gerhart's up off that bottom a little bit, not quite leaving enough room for anyone to stick their nose in, but
I think right now he's convinced everybody's going to follow me.
And we've seen this before from Bobby Gerhart. It's his strategy. He'll come up the racetrack just enough to block anybody from trying to go high, but not high enough for anybody to pass him on the left.
Could be just missing the bumps a little bit because it's pretty bumpy when you get right down on that bottom. So he might be going around a couple of bumps that upsets his car.
Mark Thompson still tucking in behind. Allie Owens is running third.
They're protecting that left side, I'll say that.
They're turning hard left to get back to the yellow line.
Boy, I tell you right now, Sheltra is wearing Danica's back bumper out.
Remember, Patrick had that horrible incident late in the race coming off turn number 4, actually broke his back. Oh, he slides up the racetrack.
Danica up the racetrack.
Danica does.
What happened was Sheltra's been pushing on her, and I think he just finally pushed her up out of the way.
And now she gets shuffled out. We'll see if she finds a spot to jump back down.
Oh, yeah, she'll find one. Just wait a second. Yeah. Right behind that 4 car.
And it's so frustrating. You're telling your spotter, let me know when I can get down. Let me know when I can get down. He says, 1 more, 2 more, 3 more.
Side. Still got 2 more down here. Still got 2 more in line.
Sheltra was pretty smart, though. He saw that she was pretty vulnerable. He gave her a little shot getting into one down there and put her up the hill, and he went right by her.
30 laps remaining from Daytona International Speedway. Bobby Gerhart in front of the field once again. 5 times he's hoisted the trophy at the end of this race. Can he make it 6?
Yeah, you say the 5 car, Gerhart is missing the bumps. That's why he goes up just a little wee bit. Watch some of the other cars. Now that the lights are coming on, you'll see sparks coming out from the other cars. He doesn't do that. He's just avoiding the bumps, which is actually making his car go faster.
You know, Danica's here to learn, DW. She's here to get experience. That may be good for her experience. Now she's going to get behind the cars. She's going to have to try to make some moves as we see Patrick Sheltra lose a spot to James Busher. Now she's going to have to pass some people and make some moves to get back up towards the front.
Sheltra's car is loose. Remember earlier in the day when we saw him all sideways down here in the middle of 3 and 4? That car is a little bit free.
This is why Danica moved up the racetrack earlier. She had Patrick Sheltra just behind her. Through those bumps.
She wiggled. She got a little bit loose and wiggled and had to chase the car up the hill. That's what happened.
Well, I think that Sheltra created that.
Yeah, he helped her get loose.
Well, he kept tapping on her, and I think she may have looked back to see where he was, and it caused her to lose a little concentration there and went up the hill a little bit.
So she moved out of that bottom line, and that's made her drop all the way back to 11th. Jim Trado.
Hey guys, when it came to Daytona and Mark Thompson, who loves this racetrack, they went deep in the Venturini talent pool and got a veteran crew chief to help Mark here by the name of Rambo. Tony Liberati's on the pit box for the 66 of Mark Thompson. There's a bit of trust built in here. Rambo's been one of the first crew chiefs for Jimmy Johnson in his transition to NASCAR, and the trust is behind the wheel. When Bobby Gerhart got hurt in 2007 in a crash, the driver he put behind the wheel at his car at Talladega was Mark Thompson. I imagine these two veterans will be working together to the finish.
Rambo, a lot of experience in stock car racing at all levels. Bobby Gerhart looking to make it 6 wins from Daytona. Can anyone challenge him? Stay with us.